All right, guys, we got something different here today. This is gonna be my first time doing one of the newer Vettes in this kind of a repair. I have painted some of them already, but this is gonna be the whole side of this thing. This is the whole uniside, the gem as well. And we're gonna be painting the door and blending the fender and the quarter off the car, because these are glued on with urethane. So let me take you over to the car and show you that. All right, so this here is the Corvette. You guys see we have it bagged up. You guys can see this is one of the newer Corvettes, but I'm gonna take you guys onto the other side. That way you can see what we're talking about here on this one. So this one here got hit in the side, and you guys see that this is all the inner structure of the Corvette, which is all black. And then that back panel will glue on, as well as the uniside. The fender and the quarter actually bolt on, but this uniside is urethaned on. So what we're gonna do, instead of painting it all on the car and having to mask this all up, we're gonna paint everything off the car. That way we can get a nice clean job. But this one's not gonna be easy because it has a lot of body lines, different angles, and it's gonna be a difficult part to paint without having any problems with it. So we're gonna go ahead and get this one handled today in the video. All right, you guys see here, this one was pretty tore up on the side, and that fiberglass likes to crack. And once it's destroyed, it's destroyed. You're not gonna wanna repair that stuff. So we got new parts, and I'll take you over and show you that now. All right, so this here is the door, and this is what I was talking about. Look at the angles on these parts. They have all kinds of angles to them, so you gotta be careful when you're spraying something like this, inside and out, not to have runs on them. So check out this uniside. They've got all kinds of angles going on here with this as well. And this here is the blend. So we got a fender and we've got a quarter panel that we're gonna be blending on this one. But check out all the lines. And if anybody's painted a Corvette, especially these newer ones, they've got a lot of body lines in it. So it looks like this one here is really slicked out, and it almost looks like they ran it almost. So we're gonna get these on the stands, and then we're gonna get them prepped out and painted. All right, so we've got our stands here, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get these prepped out on something like this, because there's a lot of tension once I hook them into the stand, and I don't wanna have a chance to crack on this. So we'll prep it out on here. I'm gonna hit this with like a 600 grit, get it smoothed down. That way we can get it in the booth. All right, so we've got our parts now done. They're all sanded down and we got them hung on the stands, but we're gonna go ahead and prep out now our blend panels. These are the ones you gotta watch for because they're very, very pointy. The body lines on this one, and you don't wanna burn it. So go easy on these new Corvettes. So we're gonna hit this one and clean it first with the red scuff pad, and then we're gonna hit it with our 800 on the DA. All right, so we've got everything in here now. The blend panels were prepped with the 800 and the sky pad like I told you guys, and then we did our normal 600 with the DA, and then we went around it with the sky pad as well. So everything's ready in here, and I'll show you guys what I mean about why it's hard to paint this one as well as prep it. So we did end up burning a couple of the edges, and right there we have a little burn. Luckily, that's just on the side that we're gonna be blending on. So this color here isn't bad. I've done this color before, and it actually has a good match. So I'm not too worried about it. But if you have a bad color and you're doing one of these Corvettes, you gotta really be careful, because these areas on these are very sharp. These two are prepped out with the 8. Here's our new parts. And look at this here we're gonna be doing. We got like a ramp, and we gotta hope we don't get any runs on this one. So let's go ahead, get this thing wiped down, and then get this thing shot. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and shoot this one with the camera, because the last time I did this color, I had really good luck, and I went ahead and polished up this section here of the hood, so that way we can get a photo shot. So this here is a camera that will get you in the ballpark in our system from PPG, they have a wide variety of variants, and this one will be in there because we've done it before. So let's go ahead and shoot it and see what it gives us for a match on it. And now this one here does 5 shots. It usually does the flop and different angles on it, but this here is a solid color, so it's not gonna need as many, and usually it'll identify the color a lot sooner with the solid. So you guys will see here in a minute, we'll get a reading on it and we'll put it in the computer and we'll see what it gives us as far as what it thinks is a good match on it. All right, now we'll just hit save and we'll go put this in the computer and see what it gives us. All right, so you see there on the top, we got the red. We'll go ahead and click that and we'll go ahead and let it do a wildcard search. And we've got a 1 match on this one. So we're gonna go ahead and mix that one up and go ahead and get this thing shot. All right, so you guys see we sprayed the card. You always wanna spray a card, that way you can check your color. And look at that, you're not gonna get a better match than a 1 with the camera reading, but you wanna spray it just in case. I always double check it because I don't trust the camera 100%. You gotta trust this because this is what's gonna be on the car, and you wanna make sure that you verify that you're right before you paint the car, and then they build it and you got a problem. So you guys see that that's a money one. Let's go ahead and shoot it. All right, we've got our sealer on and we applied the wet bed. You guys see that? And now we'll get into the base. And all we're gonna have to do on this one is put 2 coats of base on this one. We don't have any control coat, being it's a solid color. So we'll put our 2 coats of red and then we'll be clearing it. But we're gonna have to be careful when we get to the clear stages with all these angles and bends, and we gotta lay it out flat. We gotta be careful because you can get a lot of runs with these type of angles that are on these jobs. So we gotta go ahead and keep our fingers crossed, get our base on it, and then we'll be hitting it with our clear. All right, so we had a nice outcome, and on this one here, I did something differently than I normally do when I'm spraying my clear. Usually I put 2 coats, but when you're spraying something like this with a lot of angles and bends, you do not want to try to pound on 2 coats of clear. You kind of want to put them on nice and easy. So what I did was I put 3 medium coats of clear, and you want to let them almost tack up, but you still want them to be a little wet. That way that next coat melts in, and by the time you get 3 coats on there, you're going to have just a nice, beautiful, even finish without having the chances of running it. So that's my tip to you guys. When you get something with a lot of angles and bends, don't try to pound it on all in 2 coats. Go for the 3 coats, put them on nice and medium, use a slow reducer, and everything will flow in and melt in nicely, and you'll have less chance of running it. So we got away with that one. No run so far. I think we're going to be good with it. And I will show you this one once the bodymen get it back on the vehicle in another video, with them putting it on and showing you the car all finished up. So I hope you guys got something out of this one. Go ahead and use 3 coats when you got a lot of angles and bends, and it'll help you out.